What is going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video we're going to be talking about crystal clear water. So let's get straight on with the video. Right, welcome back to the video everyone. So let's get straight into it. So the first tip for crystal clear water for me, there's two really easy ones that are obvious. So let's start with them first. The first one for me is water changes. Water changes is the best thing you can do for any tank. So doesn't matter what size your tank is, do a 50 to 60% water change every week, and that will massively help your water clarity. So that will just get all the dirt out of the water and stuff, and it massively help your water clarity. So that's tip number one. Tip number two is filtration. So obviously that's nice and easy, everybody knows that. Filtration is going to help with your water clarity. Your mechanical filtration is probably the best way of helping with your clarity. You can use stuff, I'm going to show you later on in the video which you can actually use to help with your water clarity with your mechanical filtration. So that's tip number two, everybody knows that. More filters in your tank the better really. Right, tip number three, this is the one I've just literally been talking about on tip number two as well. So this stuff here, this is what you want to get yourself. So it's basically just a bag of filter floss really. So it looks like this. It's like a bit like cotton wool really, but you can sort of tear it into bits like this. I use it in all my filter socks in the marine tank. I use it in all my filters on the big tank. I use it on all my filters actually, all my tanks. So yeah, it's really good stuff. It's only cheap. I think this bag here is a kilogram, I think. Yeah, it's 1 kilogram this bag, and this was like 14 quid, and it probably lasts me like 6 months running all my tanks, so it's not too bad, but you must get this stuff, it's really good. Obviously you have to change it quite soonish, you know. I sort of change it in Method 6s every 6 weeks or so it's not that bad really, but you can, if you've got a sump, you can just literally throw that in the first part of the sump, and you can probably pull it out every week, you know, and it'll just get your water just like crystal clear really quick. So this is the best stuff you can get. Right, tip number four is wave makers, okay? So I've got 2 wave makers in my tank behind me. What they basically do, I don't know if you can see on the video there, yeah you can see at the top of my tank here, see there's no water sitting around. So when the fish do all their eating and stuff like that, there's sometimes you get bits of food sitting around in tanks, but it never will happen in this tank. So the wave makers are blowing it all over the tank, and what happens is it goes actually into the filter heads, and the filter heads suck it up and then obviously clean it inside the filter, back into the tank, nice crystal clear water. So you want to get the water movement in your tank, everywhere. You want to get it all over the show, all over the top, around the middles, everywhere. So water movement is a huge thing with crystal clear water. So if you've got huge tanks and you're struggling with clarity, get yourself a couple of wave makers and it will massively help you. Right, tip number 5. For me, this is quite a big one as well, is lighting. So this tank behind me, the lights come on at 3 o'clock. I get home from work about 5 o'clock ish. So the tank lights have been on for a good couple of hours, and then they sort of go off. They go off at 9:15, something like that. They're fluval plant lights I use in this tank. Don't ask me why I've got plant lights, I've got no plants in the tank. I just like the look of the lights, and they're a perfect size for this tank. But anyway, lighting is a massive thing, because water clarity is all to do with algae as well. Algae can make your water look horrendous. So water clarity, lighting is a massive thing. So keep your lights to a minimal. If you haven't got plants in your tanks, it's only fish only. Do like sort of 6 hours max, 6 to 8 hours max. Right, tip number 6, this is a massive thing as well, okay? A lot of people, especially beginners in the hobby, will overfeed their fish, okay? So you should know if you're overfeeding your fish, because once you throw the food in there, the food should be gone within 3 to 4 minutes max. It should just be completely gone. Obviously there'll be a couple little bits here and there. I've got clown roaches and they go around just eating all the tiny little bits, but overfeeding is going to mess up your water clarity massively. So that's another huge thing you need to keep an eye on, overfeeding. Like I said, if you're new to the hobby, literally you're probably overfeeding your fish because you don't know what you're doing yet. That's fine, we all started there. Just get your food, and whatever you're putting in there now, literally cut it in half, okay? Cut it in half, or do it once every couple of days. Don't do it once every day. Hey, tip number 8 is food, okay? Obviously we've just been talking about feeding, but this is about what food you're putting in your tank. So it's really important to put good food in your tank. Go out and buy like the cheapest food you can find off like Pets at Home. You say like, find something on the shelf that's really cheap, like flake food, throw it in the tank. Doesn't work like that, that's all full of rubbish. You want to get yourself some decent food. Like I use Hikari bags. So I've got a big bag of Hikari here, which I get from eBay or Amazon. I use NT Labs. So NT Labs food's really good. It doesn't mess up your water clarity. It actually says on here as well, it will not mess up your water clarity. So you don't have to buy the most expensive food on the till, but it will help. Have a double check through the ingredients and stuff like that. Check it's not, check it doesn't mess up your water clarity, and it shouldn't mess up your water clarity anyway, because your fish should vet it within 3 to 4 minutes. So keep an eye on that. Let's end the video there. Thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe to the channel. Ding the notification bell down here, wherever it is. And yeah, thanks for watching again. Hope everyone has a really good Christmas.